did you dream of being an artist, or did you dream of being an architect?
You know, growing up, I always sang. So in my hood, I was known to be the black girl that sang. And even at school, sometimes during break, they'd be like, "Oh, can you sing?" I'd
Hmm.
sing just because for the pleasure of it. But every time they'd be like, "Oh, you should go to a competition," I'd be like, "No, no, 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 no." I never really thought of myself as an artist just because I think at an early age I already had the consciousness that, especially in Germany, that these shows usually do not really further a real artist career. So I had no interest really in pursuing that. What I did have interest in was just being in the studio and just being part of the process. I loved create the creation of music. I loved seeing the process of like sometimes it's this like little melody line that you keep hearing over and over again and putting it into a song and seeing it go from one melody to like a full-on beat. It's like it's magical. And then to think that this came out of my brain is just, but yeah, basically that. I just love the process. I've always been someone who would rather be in the studio than on stage, for sure.
So, Kali Pereira, what up? Black Rose, what up? Mr. Giraldo, what up? There's something you said. You spoke about being the black girl in your hood in Germany. Did
Hmm.
you grow up in Germany?
Yes, I grew up in Germany for like 23 years, so I consider myself
German.
in some ways another very shaped by Germany. I don't feel German because it's like kind of very far in terms of culture, in terms of the way people look, obviously. I always felt very alien and very outsider-ish.
In Germany.
But yeah, always. Because
So
if
wait,
you don't
what's
see people that look like you always feel like an outsider.
yeah?
But,
Did you? What time did you arrive in Germany, and where were you born?
what time? I was born in Lisbon
Okay,
at 4:30 in the afternoon. But when I came to Germany, I was 4.5 years old.
okay.
And this was summer 90, no, 89. So this was like, I want to say July 89, right before the wall came down in Berlin. So it was like a very interesting time in
Oh
Germany where
wow, that
Germany
was
was
like.
changing.
Do
Yeah.
you have
And I
any?
remember,
Your parents are both Cap Virgins.
yeah.
Do you? Did they ever tell you why Germany?
It was very, so my father got tired of being on the ship and being far away from the family. And he did have a couple of accidents, and I think it just came to him where he was like, I'm done doing this. And he just literally, he was on a German ship, working for a German company. And then the next port he found, which was Bremen, he just got off and then looked for a job there. So it
Oh,
was kind of coincidental. It was just the moment where he was just like, I'm done with this. I need some like, because 2 months at home, 3 months out of the home, it was something that he definitely didn't enjoy, and then also the risks of being um, on the sea, and he lost a lot of friends along the way. So he just wanted to be a present dad too. So there was a lot of risks involved too.
Eve Eric is asking where in Germany.
Bremen,
So that's where you were.
up north. Yeah,
So that's where
Bremen.
you grew up.
Yes, a small town in the up like north side of Bremen.
Fake free, what up? Uh, I have a question.
Hmm.
Can you? I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
So it was a very good day today in Lisbon, warm weather, and I gotta say that it was a good day. Can you say this in German?
Heute war ein sehr schöner Tag hier in Lissabon. Es war sonnig und die Temperatur war toll. Something like that.
You're a
Yeah.
real German.
Although I'm a real German.
Have you
Like,
ever have you ever done like interviews in German?
not yet, but I look forward to it.
Do you speak German at home?
Not at
Like,
home, but with
I
my
mean, back
parents,
then,
with my yeah. It was That's basically the language that I
you
thought,
go-
dreamt. Yeah,
do you still dream in German?
no. I dream in multiple languages. I can't really decipher what.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, it's confusion.
Uh, how many language do you speak in a day? Like in
And
24
a
hours?
day,
Yeah.
tops three. Yeah,
Yeah.
tops.
Yeah, me too.
Like if I have different conversations, like tops three. Yeah.
It's interesting how I can speak to my wife in Portuguese with the Portuguese accent, and then at the same time,
Switch
I
up.
can switch to French in the phone with a
Yeah,
French accent, and
yeah.
then
It's
speak in
wild.
English too. And it's just normal.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like it does something to your brain when you
Yeah.
do speak different languages fluently in the accent, in the local accent. I think that it gives you an ability, it expands your intelligence in like different directions, I feel like. Because if you really have to pay attention to so many things like inflection and tonality, how to use your tongue, how to bend your tongue to create these sounds. And I
Yeah.
feel like it is something that makes your brain work differently. And I enjoy that. I truly do.
Me too. Thanks, Mike. It's Raul is watching us from Romania. Ayla is saying, Marcia!
Hi, Isla.
Hi, Jolie Lumière. Misaki is saying, ciao from Italy. Wow, we
Ciao.
are seen everywhere. Don't forget to type those like buttons, everybody. Hi, Jenny. So, do you believe that as a creative, speaking all these different languages? So you speak German, Creole,
Mm-hmm.
Portuguese,
Mm-hmm.
English.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Spanish.
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 Do you speak
Yeah.
fluent Spanish?
Like I can have conversations in Spanish.
Just
That
like
was
me.
my Yeah, like
Oh, that was your
that was
second.
my second foreign language in school. I tried French for a little bit, but I failed miserably. This was after finishing school, so
Oh,
that was voluntarily. And then I guess what I know of French is literally just listening to you guys speaking French, and I'm just listening in and deducing from, you
the
know.
broken ghetto French.
like yeah,
That's the
I learned a
Nicole's
lot of
French.
that. Yeah. I'm like, I
So
definitely learned a lot.
do you have you ever planned on doing a song in Spanish?
I had one in an album I did with Classic, and it was a good song.
All right. What
And
a
because here's the thing, they wanted me to sing a song in Portuguese, and I already told them I have a strong accent when I speak Portuguese. And then we recorded both in Portuguese and in Spanish, and in Spanish sounded better than my Portuguese.
do
I don't
you
know why.
have you ever thought of recording a Kizomba in German?
Yes, I have.
Listen,
I know,
I don't
I
know.
know. I need
I
to.
don't know if you're gonna do it this time, but I
I
have
would
a
consider.
I have a plan for not this album, but maybe the next one, which is
Yeah.
a world domination album where I sing in a ton of languages, just the choruses, languages that I never tried.
Yeah.
So when I want my chorus in German, just
Let
be
me
ready.
know.
I mean, do yours first, because I'm coming. I'm coming to German. I'm coming to
Yeah.
Chinese. I'm coming to
Yeah.
Italian. I'm like,
Yeah.
because all these people are dancing to our music and they are
Oh
spreading
my
our
God, that makes
music
sense.
far, but none of us are thanking them by singing in their language. To
Yeah.
me, when I did my first song in French, my market did. So, and every time I remember when I added in Raquel, when I added s'il vous plaît, all of a sudden, like people were happy just to hear me
Mm-hmm.
sing in their
Yeah.
language.
The language, yeah.
And in Germany, like Kizomba is hard. So
Yeah.
as a strategist, I believe that a song
Yeah.
in German with a German rapper, Kizomba,
Yeah.
goodbye.
I wrote one. It was called Liebe, which means love,
Yeah,
and it was like
it's Liebedish. That's how you say it?
Liebe. Yeah, ich liebe dich.
It's
Ich
Liebedish.
liebe dich.
Whew.
Yeah,
It's
sounds weird.
Liebedish. It's Liebedish.
Yeah, so I did write one, but it just never saw the day of the light.
And it's
The
interesting
light of
because
day.
those northern European languages are very hard. It's like
Yeah.
Dutch, like, and they sound. But I believe that if you speak the language, you know how to make it. So how would you say, "I got one love and I will love you for the rest of my life" in German?
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, I don't know how to do it on the spot. Uh, Ich liebe nur eine Person. I would have simplified it because when I
Okay.
recorded an album in German, like an R&B album in German, and that
Wow.
was my first time like dealing with German lyrics, and I noticed that one thing I was doing a lot was simplifying what to say because German is a very descriptive language. We don't
Okay.
have a lot of vocabulary. We explain, we describe things. So when you're always describing things, your sentence ends up being very long. So essentially, it's easier to simplify things and say things in simpler terms to make it fit into melodies. But
Okay.
I also think it helped me when I was then writing in Criollo. It made it
Mm,
so much easier because Criollo is simpler in that sense,
okay.
you know. I was already working with a hard language, so when I jumped over to an easier language, it was so much easier to be poetic and to express yourself in ways that the German language didn't really allow.